We them broke boys from the hood. We on them missions, understood. Won't catch us lacking, we that good. We always winning like we should. We flying high, we butterfly up to the sky. No way you catching us, goodbye. Pray to God we make it out alive. I'll never leave my dogs behind. We stick together like we signed. We shooting stars, one of a kind. We undefeated, just resign. Money more lore than a bitch nowadays.
It's just bad everywhere. I mean, it doesn't help that Fresno's grown so much now to the points where it's just
Fresno
like,
traffic is getting there.
yeah, it's disgusting right now.
And people don't know how to drive, bro.
Anywhere between 3 to 6 p.m., please stay off the freeway.
Yeah.
Please stay off the freeway.
Some days I'm just like driving home from work. If I catch that 2 p.m. traffic or 3 p.m., it's just like, oh. Then I try to get off the 99.
That's the worst part. Right
Go to
there.
the 180 to get home, and then I'm just smashing through the 180. And even then, like, everything's just backed up, bro.
Yeah.
I can't imagine for the people that take Herndon all the way.
I try sometimes, bro. It's
Leave me alone, bro.
you hit every red light. That's the one thing. When you just catch that algorithm, I guess you could say, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you just end up hitting every red light and you're just trying to get home. You're like, bruh, I gotta pee. I gotta get home. I keep hitting red lights.
Yeah.
This dude in front of me doing under the speed limit by like 10 miles an hour, bro. I'd be ready to crash out.
Holding up all the traffic. I'm just like, bro.
Or there's an accident on the opposite side of the road.
And
Everybody's just, well, what happened over there?
It's going to happen to you if you don't hurry the hell up.
Yeah, no, the traffic has been bad, and I can't imagine in different cities. No, especially out there in New York too. Like I said, like, all my For You page was people like them. I don't know why. It's like real estate people that are showing me these little tiny ass apartments. I'm over here in California, like, oh, that shit looks, 2,500. Never mind.
Dude, like, that's the cost of like.
But would you be able to live there? Like, if you were to move your lifestyle and be like, fucking, I'm gonna start all over again in New York, would you be able to do it?
Oh, I don't know. It depends what the wage. I don't know what the wages are over there.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure they earn like a good wage.
yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if people out there really do work like 2-3 jobs. I would think most people do.
Probably.
But I mean, I would assume since it is such a big city that it's not going to be as easy to find work. Like my ex-roommate, used to stay out in New York. He was born out there in Jamaica, New York. And I mean, bro was selling cigarettes. I mean, he was making his money out there, but you got to find a hustle to be able to support that kind of lifestyle. It's not just your average, I can just work a 9 to 5 and be able to afford this. Like, nah, I feel like as a whole nation, we struggle. Like maybe somewhere like Iowa or Idaho, you might be able to work a 9 to 5 and wages ain't that bad, but I don't know.
Ain't no taxes either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taxes.
That's another plus, I guess you could say. But I wonder if those like small states, do they have enough employment because they're so small?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like places like Wyoming, literally the whole population of
Unless
Wyoming.
you a farmer, because I don't think you're going to make it.
I'm just saying, if you're not into agriculture, you're probably not gonna make it unless you're working in a convenience store.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I've gone on a road trip before from California all the way to Oklahoma. And once you pass like Nevada and you pass through some of the other states, I passed through Wyoming. I passed through a small town. I forgot what the town was called, but we stopped there to get gas. No Mexicans at all. Zero. I looked like everybody was stereotyping me all the time. Like they were just mean mugging the shit out of me. Then you get to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's the same way.
Yeah.
Colorado's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty laid back. But yeah, there's some places where you just like, the fuck? Where are my Mexican brothers and sisters at? Like, hold on.
You just fell out of place.
Yeah.
There was a city we went up north when I was working for the solar company, and it's like I think it's like Redwood or something like that, way up north, like almost past the bay. And we stopped in this town, and we were building like a carport. And when I tell you, like, I felt so out of place. I didn't see. There wasn't black people, there wasn't Mexicans, there wasn't Asian, bro. It was just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just looking around and people are just staring at me a little weird. I'm just sitting here like, listen, bro, I'm just here for work.
I'd work here for.
I literally just work here. Please leave me alone. It's just so weird. Like after all of these years and growing up in like a town where it's very multicultural and going to different places and having to realize that culture shock is like real.
Yeah.
You go to certain places and
It's not the
you
same.
do not fit in at all.
Well, shit, like even now, like I don't know. I was talking to Kat about this. I was like, here in Fresno, I seen a lot more. I don't mean to offend nobody, but a lot more of the Punjabi, the Arabic culture, like Middle Eastern. I see a lot more of them than before. Before it was like a bunch of Mexicans, blacks, whites, Asians, but now I'm seeing a little bit more of the Middle Eastern culture, like also being introduced into. I guess you could say into seeing it now.
Right. Yeah. I would definitely agree on that. Like, I remember certain parts, like even in my neighborhood growing up, like you wouldn't really see many of them. And now when I go over there, there's a lot of them. And I mean, I don't blame them. They come in and monopolize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta make your ends meet.
You go anywhere else though, like it's
It's not like that.
not like that.
It's
yeah.
not like that at all. You know what I'm saying? I always wonder what makes people come to Fresno.
I don't know. I saw your repost the other day on TikTok where it was just like, I know why I'm coming to Fresno, but why are you coming to Fresno?
On the plane. Like getting on a plane and seeing unfamiliar faces, and you're like, "Are you visiting? Are you just going here
sure
for
you're on the right
vacation?"
plane?
Like,
Why are you visiting Fresno?
Right.
Like, I get you on that. Like sometimes I think about it, I'm like, why is somebody like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna come to Fresno to
Restart.
or come to do a tour.
Yeah.
There's some people that are tourists that come out here.
right.
I'm just like, what the fuck's out here in Fresno that
How you liking it so far? A lot of dirt, huh?
I mean, it's the same.
go a
thing.
little bit to the west side. Let's see what you catch over there. Nothing but bullets for sure.
Bro, I'm telling you, like it makes you wonder. Like even the foreign exchange students from like school, we had this German girl named Pia, and I mean, she went into like a very rich like adoption family and stuff like that, and I was just like, why are you here in Fresno? Like Shorty was pulling up in a G-Wagon, newest of the newest, and I'm just like,
Hello.
you know, Clovis is like right down the street, right? Like where?
Take me with you when you go back, please.
But you come all the way from Germany and you land in Fresno. Maybe it was just more affordable. Maybe
I don't know. The exchange program is I guess it's for the wealthy, like in other countries.
Right.
Because I remember there was like 3 foreign exchange students when I was in high school when I was doing a French class, and they had 3 foreign exchange students from Bordeaux out there in France. It's a city in France,
Right.
and they were like loving it, loving Fresno.
Yeah.
I was like, I love it where you're coming from. Like, what the fuck?
Let's switch.
Yeah,
Good point.
Yeah. I wonder how much it costs to like really go overseas and go to school out there, like somewhere in like Japan or Switzerland or like.
Well, it has to be like an even exchange, right?
Yeah.
A kid for kid, human trafficking, right there, right? Yeah.
Human
Legal human trafficking.
Crazy. I mean, technically, yeah.
But I wonder what
education.
the other parents think. Like, oh, we're gonna send our kid to Fresno. I wonder if they looked it up and was like, oh, no, he'll be fine there.
It's the fake pictures of showing the lake and all that.
Fresno Lake.
Fuck.
God.
The ocean front out of nowhere.
Or the one of Bakersfield where it looks like L.A.
It looks pretty nice. I think he'll be fine there.
Yeah. I did some research on TikTok and
Mom, there was gunshots all night.
You said Eastside Bakersfield was safe.
You said I was going to Fresno, not Afghanistan.
I'm telling you, bro. It's baffles
that's a
me.
good question though. Like, what do they expect? Like,
Yeah.
what is? I don't.
Do they enjoy it? Are they?
I don't even know. And like, what's the benefit of like exchange, like doing an exchange for them to come study here,
Right.
and then you take?
A culture shock.
Is it? Yeah.
I just think they're all spies.
They come back. What information did you learn from the Fresnonians?
It's just parents want their kids to experience more than just what they already have around them.
To be able to say they did it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, a lot of rich people do that.
Because we had, I forgot where she was from, but she was Dutch.
Yeah, I remember.
We had her in English, and I remember the teacher asked her, she was like, so how does this work? Like, you're just here for a month, a year? She's like, I think it's for the whole senior year, and then I go
semester.
back, or I have the option to stay. And I was like, Well, that's crazy. What the hell?
That's weird because it's just like, do you stay on a visa? Do you stay? Like, do you get?
Or like, if you stay, does the
papers?
other kid have to stay, or can the other kid come back? I'm pretty sure.
Or do they have to both agree? Like, all right, I'm ready to go back.
Right.
I don't know. That is interesting thing to talk about.
If you could become a foreign exchange student, let's say you get to restart your whole life, right? Let's say you're born into a rich family and your family's like, all right, we're going to send you overseas to learn, go to school somewhere. You're going to live there for about the next, let's say, 3 years, 4 years. Where would you go?
You're going to Alaska.
Alaska. Well, that's in the United States.
It's not even overseas.
It's not even overseas yet, bro.
No,
If
probably
it was-
Iceland, to be honest.
Iceland would be good.
Iceland's lit.
I think probably Spain.
Spain, yeah.
I'd probably go Germany, Iceland, or Canada.
Germany's a good one, yeah.
I'm going to be so basic and say Japan. I would love to go to Japan and just learn the lifestyle.
Hey, I've been on that side of TikTok too, and it's incredible.
That buddy said, save up this much. He said, you can go to this liquor store and get a whole meal for $2.
Crazy.
And just get you a little cheap flight and just be living.
I'm not beating the Bow Wow allegations. I'm not, because, I mean, even
He gonna be pushing Jordans next.
Green GS. Nah, I was on a huge, like, vending machine binge. And I know that sounds weird, but I was looking at, like, different vending machines in other countries. And Japan was one of the ones that had one of the most, like, largest vending outlets ever.
They have
And,
everything in a vending machine.
bro, you can get fresh made coffee out of a vending machine. You can get, like, fresh food.
Yeah.
like can of soup and it's warm.
Yes, like burgers, and it blows my mind. I'm just like, dude, we think we're so far ahead of technology, and we're like, dude, we got this high speed rails getting built. We got this, we got that, bro.
They done built that shit back 10 years ago.
They literally already have a bullet train out there, and I'm just like, dude, I wonder how different their lifestyle is compared to ours. Like, what is it like being a kid being raised in Japan in like a big city like that?
It's definitely more strict.
It's more strict. It's also like healthier.
Yeah.
Like seeing like I saw this morning this woman who had given birth in Japan, and that as soon as she gave birth, that they separated her baby and her from rooms, and they put her in like this care facility to make sure that she can recover smoothly. The baby is safe. They sanitize everything to make sure that she's good.
Right.
Medical expenses, that's all you're going to be worried about, right?
Right.
In Japan, it's completely free. You don't worry about none of that.
Yeah,
They screw us that way here.
Where does our healthcare?
There's a
really go
lot of
to?
places where medical is free.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the talks about it years ago when we were in high school. People talking about, oh, Canada has free health insurance, and like go over there and find out why. But brother, it's not anything better here. I mean, you've got people on waiting lists to receive kidneys, people who are down and out, and you pay all this money for healthcare and get bare
Fucked.
minimum sometimes. Like it's, and then you look at the charts, you look at the numbers on how much like money a lot of the healthcare facilities get, and you're like, where is it going? We don't have none of the top notch facilities. We don't have the top notch medicines. Like, I mean, look what happened during COVID.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, we'll be all right. They got vaccines.
Yeah. And like you saw how people reacted during COVID. Like
Yeah.
shit. In Japan, they literally was like, nope, complete lockdown, and they started pressure washing everything,
I remember
that.
cleaning everything. They were so clean. Here in the United States, you didn't see none of that. It was just lockdown and the fucking havoc after that.
They're like, everybody locked down, but I mean, if you want to leave, you can. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of miss COVID lockdowns.
I miss the free paychecks.
I miss the traffic not being around. Yeah, where my 1200 at? That was nice.
I had to work during COVID.
I did too.
I remember that. That I was working in the fields and we were off for like 3 weeks, and then we were like, all right, let's go.
It's time to go back.
We got to go back to work.
Essential workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we weren't labeled as essential workers. Like all fucking people that were working in the fields were not labeled as essential
Bro,
workers.
We weren't
What?
either, and Nick had us in the warehouse.
I mean, I don't know if Amazon was, but I was definitely in there.
Technically, we are because we're building homes. I'm like,
You would definitely think people working in fields would definitely be considered essential, because what else could be essential other than
Yeah.
emergency services?
Well, you saw like even during that time, you saw people taking pictures of the fire that had happened.
Yeah.
And you just see all the field workers with masks fucking still working, still
yeah.
Yeah.
figuring it out.
I'm just trying to get their money, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane.
That's when that boy said, we're going to be working out. I didn't complain. I was like, That's a paycheck.
Yeah.
Plus what the money they're gonna give us anyway.
I'm telling you.
Heard.
I was working at Amazon, and then the stimulus check came in, and I was getting paid weekly. Oh my god. Only the bad part about it is the COVID procedures they had at Amazon. Like, you couldn't talk to nobody. You're at your station alone. You can't listen to music. Bro, imagine working a 12-hour shift, 11, 10-hour shift, whatever.
Dead quiet.
Dead quiet. All you're listening to is machines, beeping noises, and footsteps.
Not gonna lie, my imagination would be running on fucking 10.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking playing the whole show in my head. I'm that crazy, dog.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I almost lost my sanity. I memorized my whole music playlist, like song for song in order.
Word for word, bar for bar. He stole my whole fucking flow.
Bro, I was literally in there like, nah, I don't want to listen to this. And I'm over here just in my head changing music. And I'm just like, bro, I'm actually going insane in here. There's no way I know these songs and which one comes next.
Yeah, I get stuck in. I don't know if you guys ever do, like, where you're stuck in your own head and you start like almost like creating different scenarios, and like different things, and then you're just like
trying to figure out what's gonna play out next.
Yeah. And it's just like random shit. Like I thought about, there was one time that I would be thinking about in the middle of nowhere. I'm just working, and my headphones had died. This was recently. My headphones had died, so I was like, I left them in the truck charging, and I'm working, and I'm literally just fucking, what am I gonna make for dinner today? I can start. I'm already picturing
all the time.
I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna start. And I'm already thinking about chopping vegetables and shit. Yeah. And my coworker's just like, "Hey, what product do you want me to bring you next?" And I'm like, "Huh? What?" Snapped out. But I'm just getting so stuck into it, you know?
Yeah. I would say I do that pretty often. Like, I was able to figure out how to, like, I don't know how to put this into words that people can understand, but I kind of figured out how to, like, mute my thoughts for a moment. But like recently I've caught myself doing that. Like where I'm just sitting here thinking about like the craziest scenarios. Like, bro, what if we just got hit by a bomb? Like, how the fuck am I going to survive that? And I'm in my head just playing it through, and then I finally snap out of it. And I'm like, what was I thinking about? Like, what led to this thought? Like, bro, I don't know.
Yeah, my thoughts get carried away sometimes too. Yeah. Sometimes I just let them run with it. I'm like, fuck it, whatever. Yeah. It just makes the time fly quicker, and then I just have to like hear something like in the background to snap out. Right. That's just how I see it.
Sometimes I wonder what makes people dissociate. Like sometimes it's really not in your control. You're just doing your own thing and you just dissociate and you're just like,
you just lock in and forget everything else.
Yeah, and you're just like, I need to be present, and then you snap out of it. Like I wonder what makes a person dissociate. What activates it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is it brain exhaustion?
And I had seen somebody talk about it, and Kat had told me, and I was just like, I told her, I was just like, is this normal for somebody to have this sort of an imagination, and where it's just like you create your own scenarios, you create your own things, and it's just like you picture this and you picture that. Like I was telling her, I was like, picture this. I was like, I can sit here and make up a whole scenario, and I can tell you, this old lady, right now I'm picturing it, this old lady's walking with a walker and she's wearing a green thong. Why the fuck do you picture it? Like sit there and think about it. Like, why are you picturing that? Because some people might even like see the design of the thong. Yeah. Like,
she was wearing that lace.
Brother.
But then Kat was just like, in some way, I mean, it's like a mental illness that you have. And I was just like, I'm mentally insane.
But
I feel like everyone has random thoughts like that, though.
Yeah. But I also wonder.
But there's some people that don't have that imagination at all. Where they're just like, what are you talking about? I can't picture that. Or they don't have that creative. Yeah, I don't know.
I just feel like, I don't know. Sometimes I think of it as a gift because you can imagine things. Like, we could all three watch the same movie, right? And I'll
think of it a different way.
Yeah, we can depict certain parts of it differently. And I think it's really just your imagination just runs wild. Like sometimes your mind processes things a little bit differently than others. And sometimes it's a gift. Like you see other people who can look at a piece of art and they're like, this makes so much sense. Meanwhile, you're looking at it, you're like, bro, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
Bro, that's a banana duct tape to the wall,
right,
gang.
Right. And they're like, no, you don't
this
get
is
it.
$15 million right here.
They're like, you don't get it. It's a work of art. This is, oh my goodness, I loved it. Like, bro.
It showed the artist that he was bound to the wall.
Right. Right. Like, bro, that art literally costed him like $4 at Walmart.
Yeah.
There's no way. But anyways, yeah. I think it's a gift in a manner. I definitely was not born with any form of creativity. I wish I was. Other than video creation, I can't draw. I can't write. Bro, you look at my driver's license. You see my driver's license. My signature looks like chicken scratch. Like, every time I show somebody, they laugh, bro. It's so embarrassing. But I wish I was more, like, creative and drawing and things like that.
I think my imagination is what created me to be creative.
Yeah.
Like, that's my own craft.
Yeah.
I come up with outlandish ideas, or sometimes I'll sit here. Like, the idea that I had yesterday when I told you guys. Like,
Yeah.
that's just one of those things that I literally was just sitting there and I was just like, oh, you know what? This would be a good idea. Let me just throw it out there. And either way, I'll just toss it out there, whether it works or whether it doesn't. It doesn't matter as long as you toss it out there.
Right.
That's the beauty of creativity.
I hate that I could be creative when I don't need to be.
Yeah.
But then when you need to be creative, you're just like, what the fuck? Like, trying to create designs and shit, I'm like, what the fuck is going to look good? But then when I'm not thinking about it and I'm just going about my day and I have an idea, I'm like, that shit would be hard.
Right.
And then when I try to think about it again, I'm like, bro, what the fuck was I thinking about? Like, it was hard in my head at the time, but now I can't even think what the fuck it was.
And that was the thing that was, like, rough for me, too. There was a certain moment in my life where I was trying to make music, and I was like, this makes so much sense. I should do this. And then as soon as I touched the computer, I'm just like, this did not come out the way I expected it to. And it's almost like a form of writer's block almost. Like, you know, when you're in school, you got to write an essay, and you're like, okay, this is easy topic to write about, and you put pencil to paper, and you're just like,
what the fuck what do I put down?
like that SpongeBob episode where we wrote and that was it. Like,
We're almost there. And done. Let's see what we have so far.
like, it's something that's so, like, it's such a struggle. And I praise those that can be creative at all times. I wish I could. Wish I could unlock that part of me.
It takes time. I think you also have to learn how to navigate it. You throw yourself into it and then you figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
That's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to throwing myself into stuff that I'm not used to, like video editing. Mm-hmm. And I want to get out of my comfort zone and start vlogging and doing that. Mm-hmm. And like I said with you guys, like, let's do it together. Mm-hmm. Let's figure some way out and push something out together. And the more, the merrier, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. We learned that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But again, like that's just one of the things that I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna push myself this year.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what, I'm gonna push myself to doing stuff that I'm not used to doing.
Yeah.
I meant it when I commented, we're standing on business all 2025.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just need that change. Sometimes you got to really jump out of your comfort zone and see what you can do.
Yeah.
And I like that about ourselves. Like, you're not afraid to be able to get up and say, you know what, I need to change, bro. Let me try and do something different.
Yeah.
And I mean, once you fall into that mindset, it's hard to get out. You never want to be comfortable afterwards.
And then you think about it too, it's just like, I've made it this far.
Yeah.
Like, why would I stop now?
Yeah, exactly.
Why not push it further and see what I can really do?
Yeah.
And that's what I was getting at yesterday too. I was just like, I thought about giving up on content creation. I was just like, honestly, I just do it for fun. Like, it's just a hobby, but I mean, as far as I've gotten, I'm doing something right.
And I think that's what makes us different from the other social influencers that are out there that are already big, because they just do it either looking for the next hype, looking for the next trend.
Right.
And I think it's very rare for you to find those content creators that stick with, this is what I like doing. Yeah. This is what I'm going to continue doing.
Authenticity. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we were talking about with people who are trying to promote like a product on TikTok or like Instagram. And it's like, okay, you're kind of like, I'm just going to swipe to the next TikTok or whatever, because I already see you just trying to promote something to make money off of it. But if it's something you genuinely like and you're like, oh, by the way, I know y'all peeped this hoodie. Favorites that I just picked up from yada, 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 whatever. Yeah. And if it rolls off the tongue authentically, if it sounds like genuine, and if you genuinely fuck with it, then obviously you're going to continue to rep it. Yeah. And it's just a win-win situation after that, because you don't feel like you're a sellout. You don't feel like you're having to push yourself to promote something you don't even use on a daily basis or whatever it is.
And then I feel like a lot of people are like that. Like, they're so hypocritical. Yeah. With certain products, and they're just like, oh, like you see a lot of like really high-end TikTokers. I'm sorry. Right. And they start promoting like random stuff and they don't even use it. Yeah. And it's just like,
and you could tell when they're like trying to describe the product, they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Like for the longest, the one product I used to see everybody fumbling was that those tongue scrapers, and I'm just like, bro, be so for real. I know you're not using this shit. You look like your breath stink. Don't be lying to
White
us,
as hell. Ain't no way you just used it.
bro. Like, yeah, when it comes to product and I guess you could say product promotion and sales like that, that's where things get rocky. That's why I feel like a lot of content creators either fall off or they just end up trying too hard to promote something to make too much or to make money. And it is what it is. Everybody's trying to make it out somehow. Yeah. But don't let that be your main priority.
Yeah. Sticking to what you want, sticking to the things that you like. Yeah. Especially like now, like for me, it's just like, okay, like I made all these different content, different reels about self-love, a lot of episodes about self-love, a lot of like, I still stand on that. Now, what's the next level? What else can I incorporate with this whole thing? Right. You always have to look for the next thing that can be almost like adding more value to your content. Right. Right. And that's just how I see it. I don't see it as like more exposure or more. Right. No, because the people that already listen to this or the people that are already actively looking at my page, those are the people that are going to continue waiting for it, or they like to see whatever I throw out there. So the more that I can create, the more that I can make, the more the people are going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, we see what we like.
Exactly. And focusing on your audience is more than anything when it comes to any type of like service that you're promoting. Whether it's like I was talking to my my old boss about this. You want to make sure that you're more customer oriented versus, oh, I need to grow. Yeah. Like you might focus on be like, oh, this is going to be hot. I can drop this and it doesn't blow up the way you want it to, or it doesn't sell the way you want it to. But if you're customer oriented, you're listening to the reviews, you're listening to, the feedback, whether it's constructive criticism or positive or negative, you'll learn a lot from that. You'll grow more from that than focusing on what you should drop next or what trend to follow next or how to get ahead. Like you will drive yourself crazy trying to continue to be a trendsetter. Yeah. When all you really have to do is just listen to those around you that are actually really invested in you. You know, I don't know. I kind of feel like this upcoming year, this year, crazy. I feel like this year is definitely going to be one that's going to test the waters on how dedicated we are to what we do. But we just got to stand 10 toes and push it. Yeah. Just keep going.
Yeah. Any New Year's resolutions or any objectives that you want to really push out there?
I mean, it's my third day out here. I don't know. I mean, honestly, my only objective right now is just pretty much starting from scratch, starting a new life, finding a career I really want to enjoy doing, I would hate to push all my car content and what I do away, but I just feel like I've seen too many signs in my life of you got to get up and start fresh. You got to start something new. Like you might not know what it is now, but 5 to 2 years later on down the road, you're going to understand why you were in this position. And I haven't thought too deeply about it. I haven't tried too hard. I didn't really focus on New Year's resolutions this year. It was just like, okay, you just got to do what you got to do. Mainly just focusing on my health, working out, making sure I eat right, making sure I don't eat out as much. People always say, oh, eating out is just as much as groceries. And it's like, okay, yeah, but like
the convenience,
you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard not to fall into the trap of eating out all the time. But at the same time, like I want to be able to show for myself. I want to be able to show up for places like things like barbecues and cook for all the homies. I want to be able to, when I get older, be able to teach my son and my kids or whatever, or even if it's my spouse or whoever it is, like how to cook and how to do different things. Like sometimes it's about the memories you create and what you can show for. And I mean, I know that's a little too deep compared to just eating out, but there's value in everything that you do. You know?
Yeah. I will sit sadly with my In-N-Out burger in the corner.
Same.
I'm not saying you got to stop eating out. I'm just saying.
No tomato. Appreciate it.
Add the chopped peppers, please.
Yes. 3 spread.
No, that's a good one too. Like, there's times where I get home and I'm like, I gotta cook. Yeah. And there's times where I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just get down and I'll start making something. But for the most part, it's just like you get home, you get tired, and you're just like, fuck. All right. And then the good thing with me and Kat is we switch. I'm never gonna be like, hey, you're the woman, get your ass into the kitchen. Right. No, it's more of like hey, let's figure dinner out together, or I'll make something today, you make something tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're always like that.
Is that
Plan it out.
Is that a pet peeve of yours?
What?
Like your partner not knowing how to cook, or your partner not
Ooh.
being a part of that?
No, because my mom taught me how to cook.
Yeah.
Like, so she's like traditional Mexican. Like, yeah, the woman should cook.
Right.
But now it's more like, well, if she can't cook,
You gotta
need to
cook
be
for
able
yourself.
to cook by yourself.
Right,
Like, at
right.
least you could feed yourself.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not something you
So,
like.
so it wouldn't be a factor, like if you're dating somebody and be like, oh, she doesn't know how to cook.
Like, well, you gonna learn.
You're gonna
today.
starve. Then.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a huge factor for me. I mean, I feel like at our age, you got to know how to cook. I mean, it's your basic
Valid.
survival skill. And if we were, again, you have to think about those scenarios. If you have a kid or push come to shove, doomsday hit, I pray you know how to make some beans on a fire, because we not gonna live off of In-N-Out when there ain't no In-N-Out left. I just think about it like it's a huge essential for me. Like there's definitely certain human skills I feel like everybody needs to learn, and cooking is one of them. I'm not gonna just turn somebody down because they don't know how to cook, but if I'm trying to teach you and you just don't want to learn, I'm gonna just be like,
Make your own food.
I'm gonna have to hit the dough, because I grew up where I watched my mom cook all the time. My dad would cook every now and then.
Yeah.
He would mainly barbecue and do stuff like that, and so it was a little well balanced. But I just feel like I want to keep that. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to not have as much stress on my spouse for them having to come home and cook every night. I don't want them stressing out and being like, "Bro, I just got off a 10-hour shift. You want me to cook dinner?" Like, especially for a whole family, that's different.
Yeah.
But if I can relieve any kind of stress off my partner, or if I can just do anything, it's definitely gonna be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it too, though, because some people weren't raised like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. But again, if you're not trying to learn it,
Well, yeah, if you're not trying to learn, if you're not trying to actually help out in any way,
Yeah.
then yeah, no, you got to go.
exactly. But
Yeah, no, I grew up with my mom cooking all the time, but she was always a stay-at-home mom. She never worked. My dad worked all the time, so I remember my mom would always like show us like how to make the simple things, eggs, and traditional Mexican frijoles, like different things. Like I've always told Kat, shit, I can survive on beans and eggs for the rest of my fucking life. That's how
Literally.
That's how I grew up.
Yeah, like I have no issues on that, like at all. But I get it. There's some people that just don't know how to cook or don't know how to make certain things, and
But they were never taught.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, because I've met people where they're like, oh yeah, my parents cook, but they've never like sat
Taught
us
me.
down and was like, oh, this is how you do this.
Yeah.
You mix this with that.
yeah,
I'm like, that's weird, because I thought it was like a regular thing, because that's what my parents did, and that's what the whole rest of my family did.
yeah.
But then when hearing other people's perspective, I'm like, damn, it's not really just,
yeah. And sometimes
all
I
like
get some
that.
recipes off TikTok.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at
Yeah.
it.
I've done
try
that
some new
often.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got like 3 different recipe apps on my phone. It's literally just wanting more for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
If like I find enjoyment out of being able to cook something and it comes out fire, and I'm just like, bro, I did that. Like,
Yeah.
I love finding natural dopamine releases, because it's just like, dude, if I can come home and experiment with something and it comes out great, like that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And I love food, so that's just another kicker. So
big bag.
I am very big back. I might be skinny, but my
You're
back big.
skinny and bones, bro. I'm jealous. You eat the same as we do,
Yes, I'm telling you, I eat a lot, but the stress keep me skinny, bro.
bro. Yeah.
Always stressing.
Yeah, no, I've always envied that about DJ. Man. I'm almost 400 pounds, and this dude's like 100 pounds, and me and him eat the same thing, and he's still 100 pounds.
Metabolism running on 100 every day.
Every day, bro. I don't understand it.
He finishes his meal. All right, guys, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Gone. I'm telling you, if I could change it, I would. I wish I could gain weight. That's one of the things that like a lot of people will ask me, like, dude, like, are you ever gonna grow? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I want to. I eat as much as I possibly can and hope that I can gain weight. Like, I was struggling for a minute. Like, I was 100 and I got really sick last year. And I dropped, and I was stressed. I dropped to 100 and, what was it, 117? Or 120? It was like 120 or something like that.
Yeah, because you're pushing almost 140.
Yeah, I was at 137. I went down to like 120. And I was stressed, and I was like, dude, I'm bad right now. So
That's the size of one of my legs,
that,
dog.
bro, literally. And so I'm sitting here like trying to figure out how to do it. I started cooking more often. I got some weight, some protein powder, some weight gainer powder, or whatever, and I was working out, and I was able to pick myself back up to 135, but I've never been able to get above 140. Like, that's been a goal. I want to hit at least 160, and it's just like, no matter how much I eat, no matter how much I do, I just got to try harder.
Yeah.
That's it. Just got to try harder. But
What about you, Isaac? Any New Year's resolutions? Or any things that you want to leave behind 2024?
Everything. I'm really just trying. I feel like this year I'm more focused on myself, like trying to better myself in any way I can. Like going back to the gym, being consistent, hopefully.
Yeah.
And just the rest of my life. Like I'm trying to save money because I haven't really been doing. I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
I need to save money. Want to get a house this year, hopefully, if the rates don't go fucking back up again.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's really it. I'm a simple guy.
He's really
I told
just a chill
DJ
guy.
earlier in the year, I was like, because he asked me about the whole female thing that we were talking about. I was like, I'm not really looking. Like, I'm really just trying to build myself. Like, I don't got time. In my head, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Because I'm more focused on how am I going to get to where I want to get to.
Exactly. And I think that's a mindset a lot of us are at. Like, it's just insane. Like, I've seen close friends of mine, too, on the same mindset. They're just like, dude, I had to break off this relationship because I got to focus on my own. And that's just how it is sometimes. You reach a certain point in your age and you look back and you're like, dude, I've wasted the last 6 years doing what?
Yeah.
Like, I got to get the things that I need. I got to get the things that I want the most. And, I mean, it's good. You got to prioritize yourself. You got to want more. You got to want better for yourself, you know?
Yeah, no, I get you guys on that the too. Like, don't waste your time on toxic energy or negativity. That's for sure.
Big time. Yeah.
Because it's just you're wasting your time. You're putting so much effort into somebody that you want to see better, but they don't want to see better for themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the harsh part. And it's just like, you know what? You're young. Like, you guys are young. If you have to cut it off, cut it off.
Yeah.
And isolating yourself and being on that mode, like you guys are saying too, like that's perfect. Like, I'm glad that me and my relationship, we work and we're able to do things together. We work as a team. But don't get me wrong. I always have to prioritize my own feelings and then my financial stability and always figuring it out. How can I save? How can I figure out like the next trip that we want to do? Because that's another thing too, is just like when you guys are in a relationship, it's not about spending money. It's more about creating memories and finding the ways to rekindling the love. Because then just living together and just being together 24/7. I mean, eventually one's going to get what's called irritated with the other one.
Yeah.
So that's where you want to fucking keep everything fresh, figuring new things. But again, like and I don't ever separate that. I don't let that shit like come across. Like, I have my own savings. I have my own investments for my retirement. I have everything separated, and I still have money left over for me and her.
It's smart
to figure things out. And eventually she'll be in the same wave. Right. Because she's going to have her own job. She's going to have her own things. And again, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, the beauty of me and Kat's relationship is that she met me when I had nothing. And even when I was busting my ass off doing everything I could, she still stuck with me. And that just shows like the amount of growth. And she's never been the materialistic girl. She's never been like that. She's always been like just quality time and showing effort. Yeah. And we've stand on that all the time.
And I like that definition. Like, I like the fact that you guys redefine what a relationship is. Like, not in a literal sense, but like you said, you have your own savings account, your own investments, you run your own life, even though you're still in your relationship. A lot of people, when they think of relationships, or at least when I grew up, what I thought of relationships is the typical traditional, okay, we put ourselves together, we put our money together, we have our own joint account, we do this, we do that. And I mean, you see how it ends up. I mean, you see what Kanye said, talking about you better get a prenup and all this other stuff. Like, it happens all the time. People get used for monies. People get used in greedy ways, and it's upsetting. But I just really admire the fact that you guys are doing what's best for yourselves while also still maintaining a relationship in a healthy manner.
Mm-hmm,
that's something that's so rare.
Yeah, and me and her, we come from different family backgrounds.
Right.
Her parents are divorced. My parents have their issues, and the same thing. Like you see, like you guys have said, you guys see where we come from, our families, and seeing how combining each other's income doesn't work.
Yeah.
Where one person is the breadwinner and then the other one's just a stay-at-home mom. Like that doesn't work either.
Right.
So you have to learn from your families, from especially from mine. From my dad was so money tight and always making sure like, hey, I'm not gonna spend money, I'm not gonna waste money on no stupid shit. I gotta save this.
Right.
He was so strict on it, and even then, like we were fortunate that he was the only one that was able to push all my other siblings out, giving them careers, giving them school, giving them everything.
Right.
But again, like my mom was so stuck in the always having to ask for, hey, I need money for this X, Y, and Z for bills.
Right.
I need money for food and groceries.
Right.
And it was always a constant argument because my dad was just like, why the fuck you need so much money?
Yeah.
But then it's just like, hey, we got 6 kids. And just, again, you get that back and forth. And then some people, some people have it different. Some people have it of like, hey, we combine all our income together. We're paying certain bills. But then, there's always that, hey, why are you taking this money? Why are you taking my money?
Right. Yeah.
It's always a back and forth thing. So like I told Kay, I was like, I learned from what my parents did wrong, and I'm going to avoid everything I can to be like that.
Right.
Because that's why I'm like, no, like you have your money, I have mine.
Yeah.
If you ever need anything, let me know. We figure it out. But that's where we're trying to be neutral enough to not replicate where we come from.
Yeah.
Because that's, again, we got to do better. We're learning from their lessons. I never wanted a cat to be like, hey, I'm going to be the breadwinner. You don't have to work at all.
Right.
I've never been like that. I've always told Kat. I always told Kat, like, hey, like, you have your career, you have your own things. By all means, like, push on. If you don't want to do that, hey, do something that you want. Do something that you're passionate about.
Right.
That's the most important thing. And vice versa. She always told me the same thing. Whether you're making less than $50,000 a year or making way more than that, money money was never the factor in our relationship.
Right. That's a huge thing, bro. Because I feel like in a lot of relationships, it's a huge factor. And I'm not saying mainly comes from women, but I'm saying it's just always expected. Like, I don't know. From the experiences that I've had with a lot of women, it's if you're not making X amount of money, you're a bum. Yeah. If you're not doing this, that, and the third, you're a bum. And it's just like, okay, but what do you bring to the table?
I was like, you know what I tell them? Well, what are you making? So what does that make you?
Yeah.
Because if it's not more than me, how you going to call me a bum?
Yeah. Right. And I don't know, a lot of the mindsets of a lot of people and our generation when it comes to relationships is just so... I don't know if it's selfish. I don't know if it's just backwards, but it is
because of social media.
Yeah. Social media always portrays like, oh, your man's supposed to do this. You're just a trophy. Just, you know what I'm saying? And you've got people out here putting themselves up as trophies, and they only worth like the nickel in the back of your pocket. I'm just saying that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not coming from nobody specifically. I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there that portray themselves that they're worth so much,
or they want to live this false lifestyle.
And it's just not realistic. You will only get so far, and I feel bad for those people because when they get older and they realize, okay, why is nobody wanting me? Like, I've gone through all these dates. Why is nobody locking in?
They have such high standards, and eventually, it's not the guys that are the issue. It's sometimes lower your fucking standards for a little bit. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just your standards are too high, but what you bring to the table is very minimal. Yeah. Nobody wants to be with someone who brings something.
I saw something. What was it? It said the woman will love Spider-Man, but will walk past Peter Parker.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Even seeing some of the I know it's completely off topic, but when they're like, "Oh, does height matter in a relationship?"
Bro, those girls are like,
funny. And then he's just like, "Okay, so if height matters, then for us as guys, weight matters. Would you be willing to get on the scale?
They're like, no. I was like, well, we can't change our height. You can change your weight.
Yeah, like
So how are you going to hold us to that when you can't hold yourself to something you can change?
Yeah.
I saw one today. He said there was the same thing, but with makeup. Mm-hmm. He was like, so you're beautiful, right? And she's like, well, yeah, look at me. I was like, well, here's a makeup wipe. Let's see. Mm-hmm. And she was like, are you saying that's the same as height? He was like, no, I'm just saying we can't change our height, but you could go ahead and change your face.
Yeah.
Like you want to be confident now and say, oh, height matters. Let's see you without your makeup.
Yeah.
And they're like, no.
Big old Uno reverse card right there.
Yeah, literally. I don't know. It's just so much unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
And then,
I can't imagine what it's like dating right now.
brother, you don't you don't want to know.
Yeah.
This is why I've been single for the past 2 years. I dead ass just can't do it no more. And it's so sad because like I've been put in situations where like someone will tell me that they're attracted to me and I'm just like, I'm so sorry, but I just can't.
Yeah.
Like it's not the fact that I'm not feeling you, but I can't put myself through no more stress. I can't emotionally attach myself to nobody right now. Just like what Julian was saying.
The character development.
Yeah, there's no more character development phases for me. Like I'm trying to either get my life together and lock in with somebody, or I'm just getting my life together and that's it. Yeah. I don't care for the googly eyes and the rose-colored glasses no more. It's strictly just business. If I got to go through it alone, and it is what it is, but you know, I got to prioritize myself. And I know a lot of people would be like, oh, well, that's selfish. Well, what about love and all this other stuff? Well, I mean, love is nice. I want a family, obviously.
So wouldn't it be selfish to yourself if you don't focus on yourself?
Yeah, it's selfish in both manners. Like, so at the end of the day, it's just like, if I do come across that person that's willing to put forth the effort with me and they're not a burden to me rather than, you know, some help, then maybe. But
I told DJ, I said, I'm fine with being the cool single uncle.
Because honestly, that lifestyle is cool too. I ain't going.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that lifestyle either. Like I know if my relationship were to ever fail, after like the amount of years that we put on, I wouldn't go back. I would have been like, yeah. At this point, hey, I'm not gonna.
I spent
so much time.
So why would I do it again?
I'm not doing that again.
Yes, and 2 years was it for me. I mean, that seemed like it was such a short span of time, but then I look back and I'm like, dude, you know how much money and energy and time I spent that I like.
We could have been out. We could have been
outside, bro. And that's what I just focus on the most is really just time and energy. I can't waste it no more. Like I said, we're getting older. Why am I going to sit here and play games with, let's go on a date and then find out you got a baby daddy who don't like me and then I got to deal with family drama and this, that, and the third. Like, I don't have time. Please stop.
Yeah.
You always work. And you never want to hang out with me.
And people always say, well...
Brother and sister's crazy.
Bro. That's one thing
I wouldn't touch my brother like that.
That's one thing I want to bring up this episode. All right, so... Will Day was put in a scenario where... I had to...
But he was thrown in the gunfire for no reason.
I mean...
You got tossed into the flame.
A great way to start the new year off. So...
Happy New Year's to Will Day. Woo!
New year, new him. Woo!
So basically, I have what I call like a separate family. And it's basically just people that I've met that I got really close to and they treat me as family. So we call each other family. A lot of people do that.
Thank you, brother.
I do the same thing with Isaac.
Appreciate you.
When it comes to Isaac, I consider him my brother. The same thing with I was about to call him Mondo. That is crazy. With Martin.
The disrespect.
The same thing with Martin. I treat him like family.
I understand why I wasn't in the photo shoot.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
No, fuck you good.
So, I have an extended family that I really hang out with all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say their names, but we had a photo shoot.
Oh, I got you.
No, bro, chill.
Sorry.
So, my sister, quote unquote sister, not by blood, wanted to do a photo shoot with my car. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. Like, I don't care. And I'm not thinking I'm going to be in it by any means. She's doing like a lingerie shoot. I'm not trying to be in that. I'm cool. And so the photographer's doing his thing. I'm moving the car, doing whatever he's asking me to. And then obviously I make my own content. So I make a reel for him and her both. And so eventually afterwards, my brother comes with his girlfriend And now, mind you, my sister's situationship is there. So obviously, like, they do a couple shoot. So they do the couple shoot. My brother and his girlfriend do a couple shoot. And then they said, you guys want to do a family shoot. So it's me, my brother, and sister. So we do the family shoot, whatever. Fast forward, the photographer ends up making like a little teaser to it. And I posted it on my story. Mm-hmm. And it was just a repost. Like I said, I'm trying to promote him and what he does and promote my sister. And I get a DM from a situationship from like a year ago, whatever the case may have been.
I like to call those LeBron's hairlines.
Yeah, because they go way back. And now, mind you, we didn't talk often. Like, it wasn't something we talked every day. We don't go on dates. We don't do nothing. Like, it's strictly at this point platonic.
Yeah.
And it just gets to a point to where she's DMing me talking about, oh, I didn't know brother and sister touched like that. And I looked at the DM and I re-looked at the story. I'm like, am I missing something?
Yeah.
Like, did I overstep? Like, does it look funny?
But he wasn't even touching her.
I had my hand over my sister's
She done
shoulder.
overstepped.
Yeah.
You know, she watched it 3 different times.
Yeah, she's like, no, look, zoom in, all this other stuff. Like, I had my hand over my sister's shoulder. Was
They're
not even
making
touching her.
skin-to-skin contact.
And we're leaning on my car, and she has her leg up on my my brother. Now, he's laying on the ground with his knee up. Her foot is on his knee. So I'm looking at this like, well, obviously we are not blood. We come from different ethnicities.
Yeah.
So there's that. Second, I was just like, I don't see the point in you sending me these messages. Like, you're telling me, like, you're condescending at this point.
Yeah.
You're trying to, like, she was basically trying to make it seem like it was a weird thing. Like, oh, that's family. You shouldn't be posted up taking pictures with them like that. And I'm like, bro.
And like I told you yesterday, like, you post her pretty often to know that that is your friend, that is your sister, that is somebody that's close to you, that's part of your inner circle.
Exactly.
So, like, for it to be thrown like that, I was like...
And then on top of that, like, during Halloween, we've posted our female friends often. I don't get no accusations.
Like damn near every day.
I don't get accusations over nothing like that. But then I do a photo shoot with her, and I know it's because she was dressed in lingerie.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I don't find this girl attractive by any means. And you can ask anybody this, because I be so dead ass about that. People will ask me, bro, is that your girl? I'm like, no, absolutely not. Like, I don't find her attractive at all. That's my sister. Like, I treat her like family because she treats me like family. And that's as close as it gets.
As strict as it's going to be.
Yeah. And
I've seen DJ yell at her like a sister.
I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I'd be going off on her. She be pissing me off. But no, it pissed me off because she's coming at me about how she was raised and saying, well, the way I was raised, that's not right. And you don't touch your brother and sister like that. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to cut me off and kick me out of your life. And it did get to that extent. Yeah. Because you were raised from a different background than I was, rather than it just being an understanding of like, no, this is how the situation played out. You're taking it a little too far.
You're taking it to the extreme.
And it seemed like I showed Isaac the messages, and it seemed like she was just trying to pick a fight in what she's done before.
You should have hit her with that. You should have.
But there was no
business.
Yeah.
There was no point to pick the fight because y'all not even a thing.
Yeah.
It was out the blue. Like, it wasn't even a conversation before that.
Exactly. And mind you, I went out of my way to wish her a happy New Year's, as I do with most of the people that I'm close to, and most of the people that I do fuck with.
Did you get that text? I didn't get that.
Yeah, all right, buddy.
I think I
sure did text you, and you didn't message me back.
I think I sent it.
Be cool. So anyways, I sent her the Happy New Year's text, and she left it on red. So I'm like, hey, maybe she was faded. Maybe she was faded. I don't know. I ain't going to blame you for it. I ain't going to hold you. I'm not going to make no accusations out of it. But then you blow my phone up talking about that's weird.
Getting all crazy.
Yeah, at this point, go ahead and enjoy your life. The last message I sent,
I'd have been like, you know what's weird? You hitting my line.
the last message I sent was me explaining the whole scenario so she could get a clear understanding. And then I told her, I said, but it's cool because obviously I didn't matter that much to you in your life, considering you can't even give me a Happy New Year's back. So it's cool. You obviously wanted some kind of smoke and you got it.
Yeah.
So after that, blocked her, whatever. But again,
you saved yourself. You saved yourself from a red flag, boy.
But why are we going into the new year with so much
technical
negativity?
Fouls? It was more than just one red flag.
Like,
challenge the play.
Like, false start, defense. Like, I just sometimes I just
Pushing
wonder.
the back.
why am I being put in positions like this when I literally don't do anything? Like I was minding my own business that day, and I get that text message. It just blew my mind. But anywho,
she was roughing the passer for real.
Yeah, yeah. Just another way to start the new year off, and remember that we do have to leave some people in 2024.
Yeah,
so be it.
Leave the drama behind,
please.
Yep,
that was so unnecessary.
That's crazy.
Have you ever been put in a position where you really had to defend your name, like, to the T? Oh God! Oh my goodness! Maybe I should ask another question.
Yeah, we'll ask another question. But I think everybody knows that we can stand on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. Great lesson for 2024. Let me ask this question then instead. Jesus. I can't even ask a question no more, bro.
Thank you for that, DJ. Appreciate that.
Dropping bombs left and right. So, I mean, after all these years since we've graduated, which was your favorite year so far?
Oh, the peak of COVID, when you guys would always be here. That's always gonna be my favorite memory. Yeah. No matter what, no matter the drama, no matter all the bullshit with everybody else, those were the greatest times, because we all hung out. We all would do stuff together on a daily.
Right.
No matter what time it was, no matter what it is, we always fucking came through and just had a blast.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What about you?
I think I'd have to say when you first started working like that, around that time when we were both working at Tiny House.
So like 2020. Yeah, it was 2021.
Yeah, because I was in a healthy relationship. I was happy. I was kicking it with friends all the time. Like, it was just, that's how life is supposed to be.
Yeah, that's what yeah, absolutely.
But then shit happens and we just move on.
Yeah. I would have to say the same. I think it had to be 2021. I mean, my glow up, not physically, but like in life, was crazy. Like, I went from taking the furthest shot, like really trying to step out of my comfort zone
and green that motherfucker.
And I mean, I failed, but when I came back, I started working at Tiny House with Isaac, and then I was working 2 jobs. I was working at AutoZone in Chowchilla at the time too, and I was really just bossing up. And then I met this girl, and
rest in peace, Honda.
Oh God, rest in peace to Hondeezy, bro. That was my favorite car, first manual car. I love it. Anyways, and I mean, met this girl. Life was just going great. Like, I went from job to job, and I was just taking one step up the staircase, one after another. Like, finally got to move back into Fresno. Got to see a lot of the old homies. Like, life just, like he said, it felt like it was supposed to be. I think 2021 and 2022 had to be that year. I loved it so much. So many memories, so many, like, just that whole year just felt good.
We were making our bread, too.
Money was moving. It was amazing. And I mean, last year was good, but just too much stress at the same time. Last year was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Me and you both had like the up at the same time and the down at the same time.
Literally.
Fuck.
Literally. But
yeah. Well, what do you guys want to leave behind for 2024?
Oh, brother.
All the bullshit. Everything.
Toxic
I left my name last year. That's how bad it is.
That is true. That is.
He did.
He did.
I mean, I feel like I'm just leaving old lifestyle, bad habits.
All right, not all the bad habits.
I'm trying to leave all the bad habits back.
You got a lot of bad influences around you, buddy.
Listen.
The way that you were shotgunning them Twisted Teas last night.
I will prevail from Tweez, bro. I will not let a Tweez
You're not
stop
beating the allegation.
All right, buddy. They're preying on my downfall in 4K live on the mic, bro. Like, y'all are all my witnesses, all right? Anyways.
We'll send you the clip of a couple months him shotgunning.
You can't stop a man from his tweets, bro. It's just how it is.
The clip last night, him dancing after he shotgunned it.
You didn't even finish.
He was looking real happy after that.
I was living my best life, okay?
Absolutely.
I had to revisit 2024, all right? It's only been 4 days.
Only the fourth day in, you had to revisit 2024.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to leave bad habits. I'm trying to leave laziness. I'm trying to leave struggles. Well, you're gonna struggle regardless in life, but the least amount is the key.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's my takeaway from it is just struggle less, be more happy, and keep the family close.
Yeah.
That's it.
What about you, Isaac? What are you leaving behind in 2024?
Other than your name.
Mm-hmm.
I think just all the problems. Like, me and DJ been through problems. We already left that shit though, so.
Yeah.
But just all the other. I'm really trying to like just restart my life this year. Like just focus on myself, reach the goals that I want to reach, focus more on getting our shit together, like all the content stuff, the merchandise stuff.
Yeah.
And just really lock in. Because last year was my little hiatus. Like, don't give a fuck. I'm just going to do whatever.
Yeah.
But then this year is, it's time to
This year's lock in. This year's the comeback season right here.
Yeah, no, we went crazy last year.
Yeah, let's not talk about the casino.
Ooh. I might have to leave that one too.
Yeah, last year was a year of. It wasn't full on addiction, but it was semi addiction.
We were just bored and trying to have fun.
We were living our best life. Money was coming, and we was like casino world,
Cha-ching.
like every time just Buffalo. The moment Friday hits, and I look at this man Isaac, and he goes casino. I'm just like, oh my.
Sometimes it wasn't us.
Sometimes it wasn't us. Sometimes it wasn't. But it had its moments.
Yeah.
It was good times.
It was good to experience.
It was still good memories.
Sometimes you just gotta do it just to get it out of your system.
Yeah.
I got a lot of memories going in because it was too much funny shit.
It was too much funny shit. I wish we would have vlogged it at the time.
You can't vlog in a casino.
I know.
That's crazy.
Coyote's going crazy outside.
Yeah.
That's close too.
Yeah,
That's
I know, close.
Open the door. They're right here in the front yard. So any big plans for 2025? Or any New Year, like, I know we already touched New Year's resolutions, but anything like you guys are really looking forward to?
Specifics,
yeah.
I can't even say my birthday because I really don't.
Yeah, I don't even care for
Celebrate
my birthday. I think my biggest plan this year. I'm not gonna mention that.
That's crazy.
But I think what I'm gonna end up doing is, I mean, like I said, I haven't really focused on anything big other than like my car build.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been a big factor, is just really trying to aim and build my car. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, is finishing the build.
Yeah.
No matter how much money or how much time it takes, is going to be that.
Yeah. What about you, Isaac?
Probably just, I really want to get a house. Because I was telling DJ a while back, I was like, bro, if I were to get a house or we to get a house, like, content creation would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Yes. Literally.
Because it'd be me, DJ, and then somebody else. I don't know who else. Probably, I don't even know.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure that part out.
Finding somebody that's committed for sure.
We know a couple, but we know the people that we know aren't in a spot to move out.
Yeah.
Got you.
Or they don't want to move out because where they're living is helping out with their family.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll
I'm
get
excited
there.
for that.
Yeah.
Because once that happens, it's on go.
That's good. That's
What
good.
about you?
My whole thing is, I think the goal is reinforcing myself, my boundary. Like you said, getting back into the gym. I want to get back into the gym. I'm gonna wait until like February, just so that way
Yeah,
New Year's.
New Year, new me people.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. But I'm gonna find. I want to get away from GB3. I've always loved GB3, but
There's a good one I go to.
yeah,
But we gotta bleep it out so people don't.
yeah. Let me know later.
Blow up the spot. Yeah.
I need to test out different spots.
You know, like it's 24, like keypad type shit. Like you can go whenever, like 24 hour.
Perfect. But yeah, getting back into the gym routine, because I remember, man, I loved it. As soon as I would get off work, boom, hit to the gym. And I kept doing that just so that way, again, distract my mind, distract me from my mental battles.
And you're helping your health.
Yeah.
It's just helpful all the way around. That's how I always saw the gym too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then most importantly is just to continue elevating my platform, continue elevating my content, and doing the journey with all you guys, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, biggest goal is to go out of town on a trip. I know me and Kat, we thought about it. We want to go somewhere. I don't know where, but we want to leave the United States for
I've seen
a trip.
Big Bear's been pretty lit lately.
Big Bear?
I was watching, it was someone's story. I don't know if you remember Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, him and his, because I know him and his brother. I played basketball with his older brother.
Okay, yeah.
So I chop it up with him all the time. And then I saw on both of their stories, they went up there and riding these big ass tubes down the whole hill. And I'm like, that shit looks fun.
Yeah.
You know what? I will say this. Snowboarding. That's a big goal of mine this year. I've been talking about it for the last 3 years.
Well, we got these first 4 months and the last 4 months.
I'm just thinking of it like sometime this year I'm going. I gotta get a board. And I know they're expensive. I thought about renting one just for the experience, but I want to like fully
Just
dive into it.
Try it. I feel like we should rent first time.
Yeah, just try it for the first time.
Yeah, knowing my anemic ass and being in the cold, I'll probably be freezing my little shit off.
I'll probably, stomach down, fucking penguin, full blown out there.
I got homies that go there every season, and I'm just like, dude, I want to go so bad. It looks like so much fun. I already know it's something I'm gonna fall in love with, but I'm really just trying to step out of my comfort zone and do something new.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is definitely for the year for me for vlogs and pushing shit out there, going out on day trips more. This is going to be the year that I'm going to continue pushing. Absolutely. And I'm going to elevate more. I'm going to spend more, but
yeah.
You're going to continue going.
Everything costs money. I'm all out of money.
I'm telling you, man. If our economy was just a little bit better, like we'd be living so much happier.
Yeah. So we all had great starts of the new year. I hope everyone's was way better than ours, but for the most important thing, we're glad that we're here and we're glad that we're going to start the new year. A little bit rough, but we're looking forward to the little bit positivity that we have left in it.
I don't know how much I got left.
It'll all be worth it. But thank you guys for all listening. We appreciate you guys. Remember, you guys can catch us every Sunday and Thursday for new episodes. And again, we wish that all you guys' New Year's blessings. You guys did all your traditions, eating all the grapes under the table, running around with your luggage if you did that. But most importantly, thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you go ahead and check out Woday and Yo Isaac on Instagram. And we appreciate you guys. And we're going to get ready to the next episode. Much love. Peace.
Peace.